Welcome to the Inside Story on Franchising, with valuable insights on how to create multiple streams of income through franchising and building businesses. Host Ricardo Matos has spent more than 25 years building businesses in multiple industries and helping other business owners succeed. His expertise and entrepreneurial know-how will educate and inspire you. On the show, Ricardo brings together industry experts and insiders who share solutions and strategies, along with a passion for helping entrepreneurs make the best decision when it comes to buying a franchise or any business opportunity, and much more.
Welcome to the Inside Story of Franchise Podcast. Today we have Andrew Cox, Senior Vice President of Business and Development and partner. Mr. Cox has almost 30 years of sales, marketing, and general management experience in the medical healthcare industry. He has served as a Senior Vice President of Business and Development in Tampa, Florida since 2006 with Medi-Weightloss, who are a nationally recognized non-surgical medical weight management franchise founded by Edward Pollock in 2005 and developed by physicians and other health professionals. Andrew, I want to welcome you to the Inside Story of Franchising podcast. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing great, Ricardo, and thank you very much for having me. Appreciate it.
Oh, I'm glad. I enjoy having great people, your interaction within our business. And can you tell us about yourself and who you are more in depth and what you do and what do your company do?
Certainly. Well, more importantly than me is certainly our company, Medi-Weightloss, but I'm the Senior Vice President and a partner at Medi-Weightloss. We are a privately held company founded by Ed Caloust. We're over 15 years old now, based in Tampa, Florida. And Medi-Weightloss, we've grown to be the largest physician-supervised weight loss franchise in the country. And we're much different, Ricardo, than a yo-yo diet or a food pyramid or a meal replacement, if you'd like to call those other that. We're based upon a medical clinical component and really teaching the patient, the core of us is that we're based upon a real food diet. So we're teaching the patient what to eat, how to eat, and portion control on a real food diet. So you're really changing a lifestyle or behavioral change. And then it's medically monitored, where we have a provider at every location that we have. And the bottom line is we create a great turnkey business opportunity for franchisees, either physicians or non-physicians. We've actually grown our franchise model now. We have more non-physician owners actually than physicians. And as I said, we're the leading and largest physician-supervised weight loss franchise in the country now, with over 100 locations sold in 27 states.
Wow, very nice. That's impressive. You said over 100 locations across the United States. Interesting, very much so. Tell us more about what Medi-Weightloss franchise entails. And I know you said about 100 of them, but what is the franchisor doing for franchisees these days?
Certainly. I think anytime you're looking to get into franchising, obviously, no matter what concept or brand you're going with, franchising is a great model where the game plan or the roadmap is already done for the franchisee. That's why you're paying, obviously, good fees to get into a franchise model, and you're paying monthly fees because basically you're out executing the model. At Medi-Weightloss, I think we're more of a niche franchise. Granted, we're not for everyone. There is a barrier of entry, a higher quality of net worth and skill set that we're looking for. But at the end of the day, Medi-Weightloss, I think, is unparalleled as far as the support and the total turnkey that we give our franchisee. And we really have to be. We're a medical retail business, basically. We have the medical professionals on staff. We have a very large staff here, probably 2 or 3 times the size of what most franchisors would have with 100 units. And so at the end of the day, I think the results speak for themselves. At Medi-Weightloss, our clinical results have produced, we've treated over 300,000 plus patients to date who have lost over 7 million pounds. So the results in the program speak for themselves. And that's the biggest differentiator with Medi-Weightloss. But second and third is our support and total turnkey and our system. And I'll explain both very quickly. We actually have over 60 people here in our corporate office supporting all of our franchisees who are our customer. So whether it's IT and marketing and franchise support and training, medical affairs. We've got probably 2 to 3 times the amount of staff here that most franchisors with the amount of units that we have would have. We take our franchise all the way through the system, getting up and running, and then each franchise is going to have its own dedicated franchise support specialist who's their liaison to corporate. And we're literally holding their hand, doing everything with them and for them. We have a very extensive week-long training here at our corporate headquarters, and then our opening team goes out to our franchisee for their grand opening to do additional training for them for the week of opening. And so when you combine that, I think the service and support here and the total turnkey model that we give our franchise and hold their hand is unparalleled. And then last, you combine that with our system. We have a state-of-the-art EMR, electronic medical record system. It's called our Advantage system. And we've built that from the ground up, Ricardo. We've actually spent over $12 million just on our system in the last 15 plus years. And so the system is incredible. It's literally your virtual office for our franchisee. As I like to say, whether they're on the beach, the boat, or the slope, one keystroke away, and they can be looking at all the key parameters of their business. Their staff is using the Advantage system day in and day out and running the business. And our patients all have a portal in the system to track their vitals and their histories and how they're doing as well. So I think it's really a three-pronged approach at Medi-Weightloss. It's first and foremost the medical clinical protocol and the results that we deliver, which the average patient loses 5 to 7 pounds the first week, 15 to 20 pounds the first month. They get the and we keep the weight off. And that's the key, is we give them the tools to help keep that weight off. And then second and third, without a doubt, is our total turnkey support and all the support that we give our franchisees and get up and running, and having a dedicated franchise field consultant, and then our system. And you put those three things together, we have a very robust system. And in a market that's huge, no pun intended. You know, weight and obesity is the #1 medical epidemic in the world, which obviously we can talk a little bit about if you'd like.
Definitely, definitely. Well, I noticed that in the industry knowledge, you guys are apart from everyone else. But you mentioned a key aspect of your business as a Medi-Weightloss. Do you require to have a doctor on staff? Is it mandated? Is it needed? Is it depending upon the state? Which states mandate for you to have a medical or a doctor registered within the business? Or if
Great
you
question,
have to
Ricardo. Yeah, that's a great question, Ricardo, and that's probably what everyone asks is, first and foremost, is each one of our locations does have a physician, a medical director. That medical director really, though, is more or less a figurehead position at each clinic. Each clinic does have an NP, a nurse practitioner, or a PA, a physician assistant, working at each clinic. So we do have a provider at each clinic. Now, a non-physician, just like you or I, could own a Medi-Weightloss franchise, and then they're going to hire that staffing. So to answer your question, to be an owner at Medi-Weightloss, no, you do not need to be a physician. About 60 to 70% of our franchisees are non-physicians. In every state across the country, you do need to have a physician as the medical director. However, there's some states now that are actually going NP autonomy, meaning that you actually don't need a physician. You can have just an NP. There's about 17 of those states. But the bottom line is our franchisees come from all walks of corporate type of life as well. We're physicians. Obviously, we do have physicians as owners as well. But you do not need to be a physician to be a Medi-Weightloss franchise owner.
Very nice. That's good to know. And as I hear you talking, it gets me excited to know more about your business, due to the fact that we're living in a society where I don't know exactly the number at this top of my head, if it's a $30 million industry or 20 million or 76 million a year of weight loss entities or problems and issues. But now, do you combine your program with exercise routine program? Do you integrate the business in a methodology that is a full meal replacement entity? What does it entail? Weight loss management is in the medical world. What is it exactly that your franchise provides? Is it products, or is it services, or is it both?
It is both, but primarily it's the actual patient visit and the patient experience in the actual Medi-Weightloss location. And so I'll explain the details and how it works, and great question, so thanks for asking. At Medi-Weightloss, when that patient comes in, that first initial visit is about an hour-long visit. They're going to do a workup on a Tanita body mass scale. We're going to do an EKG each new patient. We're going to do a blood draw, a full lipid panels run. We're going to do a blood pressure. So all the, as I like to say, the medical clinical checks and balances are in place. So it's very safe and effective. Then they're going to have an individual consultation because each patient's different, Ricardo. I might have to lose pounds. I might be on it for a year. You might have to lose 20 pounds. You might be on it for 8 weeks. So the bottom line is it's individual for each patient. We outline the program on a real food diet, and that's really the key.
Oh, real food diet.
On a yo-yo diet or a food pyramid or a meal replacement. And all those work, don't get me wrong. You know, let's say you lose 50 pounds in one of those programs. As soon as you stop eating that frozen food or that meal replacement, what happens? You not only gain the 50, you gain 60, 70, or 80 right back. At Medi-Weightloss, we're really changing a lifestyle or behavioral change. And what do I mean by that? We're teaching that patient on a real food diet, what to eat, how to eat, and portion control, so that they're not only losing the weight, but conditioning themselves to be able to keep that weight off and continue to live on a regular grocery store meal. We do have an appetite suppressant and an injection as a resource or a tool in helping lose that weight. And then, yes, we have the tools for them once they've lost that weight to keep that weight off. We're the only ones that have a wellness component so that the patient can come back monthly. We have an interactive exercise program by Medi-Weightloss, which we've tailored to fit exactly where they are in that weight loss journey. And then, as I said, each patient has their own portal in our Advantage system to log on to look at their vitals and their history and their progression and their exercise and how they've done. So a very thorough and complete program, really not only getting the weight off, but keeping the weight off.
Well, it sounds like your business is very well connected with CRMs or technologies and integrations and all the different aspects. How is Medi-Weightloss changing the medical world today as your business is thriving? What is it doing that it changed the world?
Sure. Well, first and foremost, I think you've got to look at the market and the industry. And weight and obesity, for those who out there don't know, is the #1 medical epidemic in the world, actually, not just the U.S. The U.S. leads the world in that category, which is obviously proud of. Almost approaching 75% of the American adults are overweight or obese. So we have 105 million targets in this country and $147 billion market. So it's huge, no pun intended. Bad analogy to use with weight loss. But the bottom line is there's probably not a bigger or better business sector to be in. We're very proud. We're in a business that we're really helping people and changing their lives. And it's pretty neat being in a business where you're changing lives and making a significant ROI as our franchisees do very well. So, you know, you're changing lives and making them better. But the bottom line is before this pandemic, the focus on health and wellness was of the foremost. And now, when you look at weight, it's the core principle of every different disease state out there, whether it's cholesterol, diabetes, coronary heart disease, hypertension. It goes on and on and on. And so now, during this pandemic and after this pandemic, I probably don't need to tell you what the relationship between obesity and COVID is. It's the #2 factor other than age. And so Medi-Weightloss is extremely well positioned. We were before and growing, and now during this pandemic and after the pandemic, even more so. So I think when you look at a recession or a pandemic-proof business, Medi-Weightloss is changing lives in helping them become healthier and happier. You know, when you look at technology, we're very IT driven. Our Advantage system here and all that we do with technology, I think is really incredible. And our franchisees see how robust our system is, both from their side and the patient side is incredible. We also, during the pandemic, got all very proud of our team and all of our franchisees. They did an incredible job. Our team, internal team here, got all of our franchisees up and running on telemedicine and telehealth within a week. I don't need to tell you, every business I think mid-March, you know, the floor fell through the you-know-what. So, of course, we lost a lot of business, as everyone did. Any business that's in business now and doing well, I think, is a great business. And we did a great job here internally. First of all, we're an essential business, Ricardo, so we could stay open. You know, we operated under the strictest of COVID guidelines to keep the patients and the employees safe. We implemented telemedicine and telehealth, which was nice. Telemedicine, telehealth visits, so all the patients could operate remotely. Most of our clinics were all back up and running at full speed in May. May was a good month for us. June, July, August, each month preceded each other. And actually, September and October were fantastic. We're actually up in new patients in double digits over last year. Nice. Our new patient numbers and growth is we're actually growing through this pandemic, providing an essential service, obviously getting our patients healthy and happy, so to speak. So it's a neat business when you're really changing lives and keeping people the health of America.
I'm glad for that information, and I can actually tell you with all the COVID-19, a lot of people gain weight. I actually lost weight. I literally lost 40 pounds just bike riding, exercising, taking time, and enjoying eating healthy too. And I can actually tell you, from everything you just said, one of my biggest concerns in question will be who is your target market and what is your ideal client who could own a franchise, and if whoever owns this franchise, what would be the ideal client for them to provide this service? Is it a obesity people? Is it mid-sized level people that can attain this product, or anyone else can actually benefit from this particular franchise products and services?
Sure, Ricardo. First of all,
Multiple questions there. Right? Sorry about that.
congratulations on losing your 40 pounds. You're looking great.
Thank you.
So at Medi-Weightloss, we do market. We started this business over 15 years ago, and we started marketing out to physicians. Why? Because each clinic does have to have a physician as the medical director. But as we started growing and more non-physicians, more business people started seeing how robust Medi-Weightloss is, and then obviously we've talked about the market potential, which again, huge. We've really grown over the last decade with more and more non-physicians, and they come from all walks of the corporate life. Whether they were C-suite, whether they have business for themselves, whether they've retired, they've taken an early package. The neat thing about Medi-Weightloss, very flexible model, is that we can be either a semi-absentee owner or an owner-operated model.
Oh, very nice.
We're only open about 32, 34 hours a week is our average location, producing close to $900,000 of annual revenue with a significant net profit and ROI to the bottom line. So a very substantial business. And we're really, as I said, from folks from the business side, from all different industries and markets. We do require a financial requirement to be a franchisee. That's a little higher than some, but I think when you look in and we go through our item 19 and the bottom line and the ROI, it's quite significant. So we are looking for individuals across the country to grow the Medi-Weightloss franchise. We grow with controlled growth. We large protected territories, so we want to grow the right way and do it the right way and partner with folks that really want to be with Medi-Weightloss. We have many multiple owners. Probably 30% of our franchisees are multi-unit owners.
Very nice.
And at the end of the day, when we bring that franchisee on board, the support and service that we deliver to them, I think is unparalleled. And then their customer is obviously, as I mentioned before, is anyone. The average American, Ricardo, is 25 pounds or more overweight. 25 pounds or more overweight. So
I lost 40 pounds.
more than a third of this country is obese. And so your target audience is simple. It's 175 million targets out there, which is incredible if you think about it. So it's everyone that needs to lose 25 pounds, that needs to lose 100 pounds. And at the end of the day, the neat thing about Medi-Weightloss is from a business perspective for our franchisees is the average location doing close to $900,000 a year. We don't need thousands and thousands and thousands of new patients. It only takes about 450 new patients to create that type of revenue, because our average patient comes 12 to 14 times in a row. They'll spend about $2,000 in the program. And so at the end of the day, you've got such an incredible residual business. You asked about the program previously, about 80% of their revenue is that week after week after week revenue of the patient coming in weekly. And so what a great residual revenue. And that's the key for the patient, is the accountability and the structure of the program coming back to our professionals week in and week out to lose the weight and to keep the weight off. And then about 20% of the revenue is we do have some unbelievable and fantastic products and supplements, some grab and go food items. Again, we're based upon a real food menu or a real food diet. But the bottom line is that we've got some great products, protein shakes and bars and products and supplements that all sell very well. Patients love them. They taste great. And some of the ancillary revenue is about 20% of the business.
Very nice. That's good to know. Well, Andrew, let me ask you this. Let's say I'm interested franchising owner want to buy, and I'm curious to know the process of attaining your franchise. What it would be, how long would it take to become a owner of your franchise? And what have you seen in the past that it can be established in great return of investment after they become part of the entity? Can you elaborate a little bit on what the process is?
Absolutely. I'd be happy to, Ricardo, and thanks for asking. So at Medi-Weightloss, as I said, we do have a a barrier of entry that we actually like. I don't see that as a barrier. We do require that our franchisees have liquidity of $450,000 of assets and a minimum net worth of $750,000. We have availability in pretty much all areas of the country and looking to grow. I don't need to tell you that the weight and the need for this is south, east, and west. So we look for good franchisees who want to be either semi-absentee owners or owner-operators. We can work as quickly or slowly as they want. We've got a very thorough and complete process. We start off with an overview executive webinar presentation. We take them through 3 key leadership calls, which are the 3 key areas of our business, being medical affairs, operations, and marketing. We have them talk to other franchisees. We do a lot of territory and real estate work with them, go through the FDD thoroughly. We obviously have a very thorough and complete discovery day. So we can take that candidate through that process, as I said, as quickly or slowly as they want. But we're very thorough and complete. It's a big decision for them. We want them to really make sure it's the right decision for them and their family. Once the franchisee has a signed and funded franchise agreement, then the fun starts. Then our franchise support team takes over. They hold their hand through every single process. As I like to say, if it's a 10-step process to be successful with Medi-Weightloss, our franchise support team literally holds their hand and delivers for them and does everything with them and for them. 9 out of 10 steps. The 10th step is simple. It's them. It's them and hiring their staff. We do a tremendous job of the training here. We've got a great culture and philosophy. And then the opening. And on average, it's about a 4 to 5 month process to get a location up and running and doors open. Our clinics do very, very well as per item 19. I think that's, we have a very robust item 19, and I look forward to taking prospective franchisees through that item 19 and showing the ROI that our average locations deliver.
No, perfect. I have heard everything you have said about your company. I have heard about the process and the procedures you actually take into consideration. I have heard things about how your business is thriving and moving forward. But can you tell me, where do you see the business within the next 3 to 5 years or 5 to 10 years from now?
Certainly, I think in the next 3 to 5 years, when you look at Medi-Weightloss, as I like to say, we've gotten this baby up and running. Ed Kalust founded this company over 15 years ago. He did a tremendous job along with his partner, Jim Edlund, and funded the business properly. We built a great team here. We are a privately held family business. But the most important part is the people and the team that we've built. And that's any business, I think. Probably the only thing that we've done well is hired people a lot smarter and a lot better than us. So at the end of the day, we have a tremendous team here that's giving full support. And when you look at Medi-Weightloss, we started with 1 clinic here in Tampa, Florida. We now have, as I said, 100 sold locations in 27 states. So we're the leading and largest physician-supervised weight loss franchise in the country, and really by far. No one does the scope that we do. It's simple. It's an apples to oranges comparison. But we've got 100 locations, which is a big number. But obviously, when you look at this country, there's a lot of opportunity. So there's no reason, that Medi-Weightloss in 5 years can't be, 400 or 500 locations across the country. Because when you look at how well positioned we are and the pandemic now, and really the market of weight and obesity, obviously the need is there. People are taking care of themselves. They're conscious about health, particularly now in the pandemic that we're in with COVID, during the pandemic and after. So I think we're very, very well positioned.
Now, during the pandemic, how many your locations were open, or did you all kept them all open at all times? I know it was for a short period of time, but are they all up and running right now?
Absolutely. All of our clinics are up and running 100%. We're very proud of that. As I mentioned, during COVID, we did a tremendous job internally of working with our franchisees, having weekly calls with our entire system, having weekly calls with our National Advisory Council, making sure they got all their PPP loans. And then, as I said, making sure that most importantly, everyone's operating under the strictest of COVID guidelines, and then getting up onto telemedicine, telehealth, and implementing all of our clinics onto that. We didn't lose any clinics due to COVID. All of our locations remained in operations. Some operated much more remotely through telemedicine or telehealth than others. But at this point in time, as I mentioned, really going back into May, I think by June 1st, everyone was up and running, because we are an essential business. So doors are open, patients are coming in. And as I said, we're growing new patients over last year.
I love hearing you say that, because my next question, you jumped in right into it. You say you have over 100, all your locations open 100%. Let me ask you this question. How many new franchisees have you attained due to the COVID-19? Because I know a lot of businesses are striving. Yours have to be one of them too. How many have you opened since then?
It is, just in the last several months, I think we've sold 7 new franchisees. We've got another one coming on board. Well, between now and probably the end of Q1, we always have some locations because we sell multiple units as well in the queue. But, we should be opening another probably 6 to 10 new locations in the next 6 months or so.
Very nice. That's good to know. And I hear your company. I'm falling in love with your company. And the more I hear you, the more excited I get about your company. Where can our listeners go to learn more about you and what you do and connect with you and your business entity?
Absolutely. We'd love to connect with a lot of your listeners and interested in qualified franchisees. Both of our websites are outstanding that give a lot of information. Our franchising website is www.Medi-Weightlossfranchising.com. Medi-Weightlossfranchising.com, all one word, MEDI, weightlossfranchising.com. And then our clinic's website is Medi-Weightlossclinics.com. So www.Medi-Weightlossclinics.com, again, all one word. And we'd love to have them visit our websites. All of our contact information is there. And certainly they're more than happy to contact me directly at any time. I'll give you my direct office line is 813-549-6372. Again, 813-549-6372.
Perfect. Andrew, it's been a pleasure having you as a guest in our podcast of the inside story of franchising. A lot of the information we will put in our website and a lot of connection directly to our source. But I want to thank you again and continue striving for success. And I look forward to see your company continue to grow.
Absolutely. Ricardo, thanks very much for having me.
Thank you. Have a great day, sir.
Thank you.
Looking forward to the future.
You've been listening to the Inside Story on Franchising with your host, Ricardo Matos. If you're enjoying the show, please feel free to rate, subscribe, and leave a review on your preferred podcast listening platform. That way, you'll never miss a new episode and you can help spread the word to more entrepreneurs like yourself. We really appreciate that effort, and we'll catch you next time.